Hi, I'm Linda from Nutrisystem Live. Welcome back. We are so excited that you're here on Ask the Expert. Today on Ask the Expert, we have our local weight loss counseling lead, Louise. We call her Lulu, so you know she says Louise in all of her formal stuff, but we all know her as Lulu because she's lovely. And I'm going to introduce you. Here she is.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thank you, Linda.
Anyway, so Louise is one of our weight loss counseling leads, and what she does is she talks to anybody who's calling in who has troubles or wants some advice. So she's very good at that kind of thing. But today we are going to talk about how to stay on track when you're on vacation. So sometimes when you go on vacation, there's some things that happen and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with kids and no dinner, and how am I gonna do all that kind of stuff, and how do I track and that kind of stuff. So, but first, we posted this earlier, but first we're gonna get to know Lulu because she's got a great story. So I'm gonna turn it over to her. She's gonna tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll chat with you guys.
Hi again, guys. Well, I used the program 7 years ago. I lost 20 pounds that I had been trying to lose for 20 years. So Nutrisystem is very close to my heart, and I was so happy when I got the opportunity to work here and help other people be successful. So I'm thrilled to be here and answer your questions today.
20 pounds, that's pretty good.
20
pounds.
20 pounds, and I've kept it off. So that's the really big part, which I do credit Nutrisystem with.
But she's being a little coy, because we do know that she not only lost weight on Nutrisystem, but she's also like a really tough person who works out all the time. So I'm gonna, because she didn't go there, I want to go there. She does. What do you do?
Okay, so I do Spartan races, which
Spartan races!
Mud OCRs, where you're crawling under barbed wire and climbing walls and jumping over fire, and also something that I would never have done before I lost those 20 pounds. And for those of you out there, I just want to mention also my demographic, that I lost those 20 pounds after I hit 50. So if you think that once you hit that age that it's not possible to lose it, I'm telling you, it is. So trust me.
That's a success story, and she works here. So not only did she lose weight and she continues to exercise, but she also, you know, lost weight during that time when a lot of people think it's really tough to do so. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Lulu is amazing. So you should listen to all the things she has to tell you, because she will definitely, so if she's done it and it works for her and she's continuing to help people, I think that she can probably help you too, especially for vacations, because at Spartan races, they don't always have the best food there. So anyway, not that I've been,
It's true.
I've been, but not like been. So I visited to wave at friends, but not to really like jump in. So anyway, so we have some great questions that some people gave us today, and one of those questions it was from Heather, and she said, "What can you do when you have to eat out every meal for a day or two?" So this is a vacation question. "And you have small children who can be picky eaters." Oh my gosh. Yes, picky eaters. "And you're visiting restaurants that have family-friendly meals, which aren't always diet-friendly." And she wants to know so like a couple of parts here to the question is, so what can you do when you go to these restaurants? And then the other part of the question is, how can you do extra exercise to sort of help, you know, and then especially if you know you're going to be eating pizza later on. Pizza's a good thing. So, Lulu?
Thank you. Well, I always say extra exercise is always a good thing, whether you're going to be eating bad or not. So it does help burn up some of those extra calories that you might be taking in. Pizza sometimes gets a bad rap because it doesn't have to be a terrible meal. If you have a plain pizza with lots of vegetables on it, no pepperoni or sausage, and blot it. Most pizza places have a salad bar where you can get a salad with it. Drink lots of water, which is always helpful. So pizza place is not as easy as some restaurants, but it's certainly not impossible to still have a healthy meal and stay on track.
So would you say that if somebody was going to go to a pizza place and they were with their kids and they got like a half veggie pizza, half pepperoni pizza, would that be something people could do?
Absolutely. absolutely. I do that with my husband all the time. He eats all the bad stuff, and I eat all the healthy stuff, which personally I love. And I mean, I want broccoli and jalapenos on my pizza no matter what. So, and it's really very good. If you haven't tried it, you should.
Wait, jalapenos on your pizza?
I put jalapenos on pretty much everything. So.
I have not had jalapenos on my pizza, but
I recommend it.
do like jalapenos, so I may give that a shot. And then I also have heard that when you eat spicy food, it makes it so that you don't want to eat as much. I don't know if that's true or a myth or whatever. Oh, hey, wait, we got the expert right here. She'll help us.
Hot food does increase your metabolism too, so I am lucky that I really like spicy food, but hot pepper will help burn more calories too. So anything that increases your metabolism is certainly something that we want to include in our weight loss program.
Spicy foods. They're here to help you. Okay, so Asia says, what do you do when you reach a plateau? Okay, so she has a question about when you reach a plateau, you know, when you're kind of on program, and what do you do? So you want to help out Asia? We'll get back to the vacation questions.
Sure, Asia. I mean, we all hit them. Every single person who has ever been on a weight loss program hits a plateau. You are not alone. You have to wait it out. I mean, there are things to do like change up your diet, move your meal plans around. If any of you have called into counseling, you've probably heard that advice, but it really does help confuse your body. Your body is thinking something new is happening, and it'll kick in again. Mm-hmm. But don't give up. Just because you haven't lost weight doesn't mean you're going to never lose weight again. You have to wait it out. You know, your body likes those pounds. It doesn't really want to give them up, so I always say it's kind of like it's a war between your belly and your mind. You have to win this war. So if you just stay true to the program, that plateau will break.
And she should know because she runs races, so like, you gotta stay the course. So Asia, I hope that answers your question. And then Cheryl wants to know, is there a way of eating sushi? This is a good question. I don't know the answer to this one.
Sushi is actually great on a weight loss program. The rice that is on the rolls is really not very thick. I always order brown rice because I do love sushi. And again, wasabi, hot food. If you put that on it, you can't eat too much. I also get sashimi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's just the plain fish, which is really very low in calorie, and that helps to fill you up. Seaweed, salad, anything that fills you up, and again, have some of that tea with it too. That'll fill the spaces. But sushi is definitely on my list of things that I eat.
Definitely good to know. Sushi is a food that you can eat. Let's see. Asia says thank you that she absolutely loves Nutrisystem. That's terrific. Okay, so I did a little bit of research, and I know that you wrote we asked her some questions, and then there's an article up on the Leaf about Lulu. So if you want to go look at it in its entirety, you can certainly do that. But I love this. I was reading this one part where we ask about holidays. And tell me what you called them, because this was funny. I was reading this and chuckling the entire time. Tell us what you said.
Well, I say they're called holidays, not holiweeks or holimonths. You know, it's a holiday. So if you give yourself that day, you don't want to extend it to be the entire season. So we don't think that, we don't want your life to stop when you're on a weight loss program. You still have to enjoy holidays with your family, and that's fine. As long as you don't go too crazy and you know when to get back on the program. I have a saying that if you have a dozen eggs and you break one, you're not going to throw the other 11 away. If you mess up a little bit, you just get right back on track. That's the important part of holidays.
You got my next one, which was your best tip.
Well, that's a good tip, but also I always say, forgive yourself. Right. None of us are perfect. You don't want to be perfect. If you slide, and I hate to use the word cheat because that implies something much worse than it actually is. If you have something that you didn't intend to have, or a little bit more of something, forgive yourself. It happens to everyone. Move on. It's in the past. You're starting fresh again from that moment on. So I think it's really important to not put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect at every meal. It's just not possible.
I know that forgiveness thing is big because you want to make sure that you're staying true to yourself, and you also you could get into this thing where you're like beating yourself up because I don't do this right, or I'm and then you go down the spiral even more because then you're like because like you're all you've got, so you've got to be like your own best friend. So like be good to yourself. If you mess up, or sorry, I'm not using good counseling words because I'm not a counselor.
No, but there you are. They're perfect.
But if you go off track, just make sure you forgive yourself so you can get right back on. Ellen says she lost over 62. She says I'm 62 and I have lost 100 pounds
Oh
with
my
Nutrisystem.
goodness.
So say congratulations to Ellen.
Congratulations. That is fabulous.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
such amazing news. Great job.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but the favorite part of our jobs is to hear your success stories. Okay, you guys have successes, you have challenges, and you talk about your journey, and we love it. I love it. But so this is great. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing that. And then we have Carol Ann says, for the most part, she gets filled with Nutrisystem food, but once in a while, she's still hungry. And hold on, there's more. So I'm still hungry and late at night, and then she had to bring her daughter at 1 a.m. But she wants to know how she can curb hunger late at night. So why don't you give Carol Ann some help about how to curb her hunger late at night? So here you go.
Well, I have two ways of answering that. First, I always say, is it really hunger? I define belly hunger and mouth hunger. Belly hunger is when you're really hungry, you're empty, you need some nourishment.
Stomach growling.
Yes. Mouth hunger is when you just want something tasty. So I always say, I don't dislike a lot of foods, but I don't like liver. I say, if there was only liver in front of me, would I eat it? And if the answer is no, then I know I'm just looking for something yummy. But if I would say, yeah, I would eat that piece of liver in a heartbeat, then I know that I need to eat something. And that's when vegetables, I do love vegetables. I always have vegetable soup I make with low-fat chicken broth and all kinds of unlimited vegetables. Salsa and celery is really my lifesaver. I eat that all the time. As a night snack when I'm watching TV, because it gives you something crunchy with a lot of flavor, and even just tomato juice, or even a cup of tea. If it's late at night, you don't really want to have something heavy, but a cup of flavored herbal tea always hits the spot for me.
Herbal tea, salsa. Wait, you're gonna have to tell us what that salsa is. Is it jarred salsa, or are you?
It is. I have to say, I make it when I can, but
Yeah.
when I don't have time, I always have a jar on hand.
All right, so Connie just says, I just started 3 days ago. One page of the book says vegetables are unlimited. The very next page says to mind your portions. Please clarify. So I think this is a good question because I think you can. So I got the expert right here, so let's see what she has to say.
Well, I'm not sure which page you're actually referring to because our non-starchy vegetables are certainly unlimited. You can always have as many of them as you want. Our starchy vegetables you do have to count because they are a smart carb and there's a limited portion every day. But I said nobody ever really gained weight on eating too much lettuce, so they're always great to fill up on that. Just make sure I go back and read that page again. If you have more questions, certainly call into our counseling department and we can clarify that if there's still any confusion. But I think when it comes to vegetables, you're good to go.
I know we've heard so many good stories about vegetables and that you can eat a lot of vegetables. So like a lot of people say like their go-to midnight snack is to microwave a bag of vegetables and to just enjoy them, kind of pop them into your mouth a little bit at a time. And so you can have as many as you want. So Carol Ann says that was helpful. Salsa is yummy. So thanks, Carol Ann. And let's see what else we got. All right. So let's go to some more of your questions. Okay, so your favorite entree. She likes, I don't know, she has this entree that she can tell you about the entree that she likes. Go ahead.
Well, I just said that I love vegetables and I love mushrooms. I know some people don't like them at all, but the mushroom risotto, I have to hide it from my husband or he will eat it. When I say I hide it, I really hide it because he'll grab 2 of them and eat them, and then when I want it, it's gone. Also, the mushroom stuffed chicken breast is just fabulous. So those are my 2 favorite entrees, although I don't think there's anything that I don't like. Like I said, I'm not. I wish that there was more food that I didn't like, but all the Nutrisystem's pretty good.
I know. I end up falling into the more picky category where I don't love the mushroom risotto, but
more for me.
But more for her. So I'll say on to her. But the chicken breast is pretty
Very good.
It's pretty good. But so that is your favorite entree. So let's talk about your favorite snack. Are you sweet or are you salty?
I am unfortunately a sugar addict. As much as I love vegetables, that's how much I love sugar too, which is one of the reasons I think I did so well with Nutrisystem, because their desserts are wonderful. And when I was on the program, I did just the ready to go. So now I do the frozen too, and that orange creamsicle. Oh, it calls my name when I'm watching TV.
I hear it. I hear it too.
Yes, it's Lulu, Lulu. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming for you. So.
It's the ice cream sandwich that calls me. The orange sickle is really nice, but if the ice cream sandwich is in there, the ice cream sandwich is saying, Linda.
I wouldn't say no to that one either. So.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to. Anyway, we have our favorites. And Sandra Key Ward said she lost 56 pounds since January. My gosh. Hold on a second. Here, wait. We're going to get the experts say congratulations to you.
Congratulations. I hope that you're eating enough, but that's a tremendous amount of weight. That is really terrific. So great job. I want to ask if you have any tips for us.
That's fantastic.
That is a great job, and I'm so glad that you're being so successful on the program. I love to hear that.
Oh, and Asia says the red velvet whoopie pie calls her name. Yes. I know,
You
but
can
we're in
relate.
summer, so the red velvet. Yes, the whoopie pie is good too, but we're not in summer, so I don't know. I switched to ice cream. Don't know it, but the whoopie pie is good stuff too. And so we work here because we like to make a difference in people's lives, and sometimes you have a bad day, or you hear a story of somebody that really impresses you and sort of turns your day around. So why don't you just tell us what that's like for you when you're with somebody that you're talking to and you're helping them, and they have a rough day, or you do. So here, why don't you just tell us what you got?
Well, I mean, as a counselor, it's my job to help other people, but it's amazing how often they help me too. Their stories are so inspiring. All of you have such inspiring stories that it really helps me stay on track too. And it is a wonderful job when I go home knowing that I've helped somebody, and I know that it's not world peace, but the way we feel about ourselves and the it's just so meaningful, and I'm always so grateful to be a part of anybody's success if I've made even a small difference. And you've all made a huge difference to me when I hear your stories.
I know, me too. So like I see people post on our page that they've lost weight, or that they've reached some, and not even just weight loss goals. I mean, like people who can suddenly wear wedding rings that they weren't able to, or they fit into a size jeans that they were hiding in the bottom of the drawer. The ones. I have those too.
Yes.
But so we also have these things that we wish every customer knew when they called. So and so when you answered this, and I just love the way that you answered it. Was so you just it's you. It's so positive. So here, why don't you tell you what everyone should know?
I said, you can all do it. You all have it within you to be successful, and you just have to believe that. I mean, I think that we hear so many negative things that one of my biggest tricks is positive self-talking. I tell myself that I can do it. It's like I wear this little necklace. It's a barbell. It's not just because I lift weights, but it's to remind me that I'm strong and that I can do this, and so can you.
You can do it. Lulu says you can, and Lulu, she's pretty tough, and she doesn't lie. So if she says you can do it, you can totally do it. So Vicky wants to know. Oh, Maria says it first. Maria says thank you for the great support, and then Vicky wants to know, can diabetics do the nutrition? I guess she means can diabetics do the Nutrisystem plan?
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, we do have a diabetes program, which is wonderful. I mean, that's one of the really touching things when you hear people call in and say that my blood sugar is great or my insulin has been reduced. All of our foods are really healthy, and it's the same foods except for, I believe, 2 desserts that are not suitable for that program, but you could absolutely do it. Again, the counselors are here, call in for help, but it'll make you lose weight and be healthier, which is really the main goal. I mean, health is the main goal.
Great. So let's just talk a little bit more about vacations. So we have a lot of vacations coming up. People are going into the summer season, and So what advice do you have for them when they're when you're traveling? I mean, I know some of the food travels. What are your suggestions? How do people fit Nutrisystem into their lives while they're either traveling or they have small kids at home, where before breakfast and lunch was easy to have, now they have to kind of work around that. So can you give us some advice regarding that?
Well, once you get used to it, it's just as easy to eat healthy as it is to eat poorly. So I always have the Nutrisystem bars in my purse. They're pretty much everywhere. I'll go into an old coat and there's one in my pocket. So I don't want to be stuck without something good to eat. So the Nutrisystem bars travel great. I always have them on vacation with me. But some other tips are, if you're on a cruise for breakfast, they have yogurts. I take a couple extra. I keep them with me. I always travel with nuts because you can take them on the plane. They're so easy to use. They're a great power fuel. Hunger is my enemy. If I don't eat every 2 to 3 hours, I get too hungry and then I kind of don't have an off button. So the snacking and the meal spacing is so important, especially on vacation. If you're going to someplace warm, lots of fruits and vegetables, I mean, if you have the right mindset, you really can have a great time on vacation and still eat well.
Don't forget to tell them about the water.
And water, lots of water.
Yeah, when you travel, you dehydrate.
You do dehydrate, and water does help you be less hungry. But I think my biggest traveling tip, and it's a tip that I use all the time, is again, as I said, my self-talk. I say to myself when I'm on a cruise and there's a buffet, just because the food is there doesn't mean I have to eat it. So if you see something and you're with a group of people and they're all eating something, you can either feel deprived and feel bad about yourself, or you can say, I choose not to eat it. I can, but I choose not to. And that is so empowering that you've made a decision to make yourself healthy. You actually feel great about not eating that food. So I hope you're all going to think about that next time something in front of you is tempting and you need that little extra to avoid it.
I think that self-talk is important. Plus, you get into, so when you're on cruises and stuff, you get into this, you've got the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it comes so much more about the food than it does about the cruise and about the time that you're spending. So plan a lot of excursions, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it's so great to be able to travel, and we've actually had stories about people who take the whole Nutrisystem plan with them. And so when you want to talk about the difference between like the foods that you can kind of pack up and maybe the more perishables, and maybe the best strategy for getting those. The bars are great, and I actually do the peanut thing. I have Ziploc bags and I measure out the peanuts before so I can get some proteins that way. But let's talk about, if somebody wants to take it with them, what's the best way to go about it?
Okay, well, obviously we can't do the frozen. That's not going to be so easy. But the ready to go, I mean, the packages are small. I've certainly taken them with too. When I've been on vacation, call ahead to see if there's a microwave in your room or one that's available for you to use somewhere in the hotel or on the cruise ship. I mean, they do pack really nicely, and it's good to be able to have one of our pizzas. When your family is having pizza, you just pull out your little box of the chicken bacon ranch. Oh,
that sounds good.
It's so good. Yes. So, and everyone seems to be on some kind of a program, so I don't feel awkward at all pulling out my Nutrisystem and eating it, especially when I feel good about myself afterwards. Right. I say, when you come home from vacation, you want to have great memories. You don't want to come home with regret. So bring your Nutrisystem with you definitely is the way to go.
Right. I think it's so much more acceptable these days to bring your own food. I have some people in my family who have allergies and stuff, and so they go out to eat and they bring packaged food for their daughter who has an allergy, and it's much more acceptable these days to ask them to heat up the food and that kind of stuff. So if you're not shy, you can definitely do that and ask people, because if you had allergies, you'd be and not
Absolutely.
to diminish the allergy thing, because they really have a hard time with making sure food isn't contaminated and that kind of thing. But restaurants are much more amenable to helping you out, and if you're following a particular plan, there's no reason why you can't ask. Let's see, Lisa DeMayo says hi.
Hi, Lisa.
And she says Nutrisystem in the beach. So Oh, so she can take it to the beach. So very nice. Okay, so we have covered a lot today with about traveling and oh wait, do we have another question? Hey, diabetes, bring back more snacks. Nope. Okay, no more questions. Anyway, so we've talked about a lot, we've covered a lot, and you guys have gotten to know Lulu a little bit more. She is the weight loss counselor behind the weight loss counselor. So she's their support. You may get a chance to talk to her if you call and you're like, hey, Lulu. No, but really, there's a whole team of people there that are waiting for you. So, do you have any parting words for anybody who might be watching that you want to just share with them?
Well, our counselors are here to help you. They want to talk to you. They want to hear your success stories. If you want to just call to say, I lost 2 pounds today and I want someone to celebrate with you, we are the cheerleaders. It makes us so happy to hear about your successes. So I wish you great success on the program, and I hope that you'll share them with us. If you call the counselor, tell them that Lulu sent you and tell them to call and to say hello to me.
Lulu, I mean, you gotta love having Lulu behind you saying you can do it, because you can. And I love the self-talk and all the things that you shared with us today. But so the best part of our day is hearing from you. So continue to ask questions and continue to. Oh, hi, Lisa. Lisa lost 50 pounds here too. Okay, you guys are amazing. Anyway, we really love to hear these things because it's one of those things that really makes our day. We work here because we like to help people. So please continue to comment, continue to call. We'd love to hear from you. And tune in again for Ask the Expert in 2 weeks. And if you like this, please subscribe. That way you can just get the alerts when it comes up. Anyway, thank you so much from Nutrisystem Live. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.